Hey guys, welcome to the first episode of the Talk a Lot podcast with me, Derek.
And me, Armen.
And on this episode, we're just going to give you guys a little background to our friendships and how we met and all that stuff.
Yeah, long time ago. Well, it's been like 11 years now. This summer is going to be 11 years.
So, about 11 years ago, me and Armen met at this camp that his mom, for some reason, ran.
Well, no, she didn't run it at the time. At the time, it was run by like the church. Or, well, no,
Oh,
it's
really?
it's still run by the church. It's just whatever. So me and a bunch of my friends used to go to this camp. And at 8 years old, you can start, and it's a sleepover camp. And Derek just happened to enroll at the same camp. And so, because we're all the same age group, we kind of got bunched together. And it was like five boys, right? There's like five of us.
Yeah.
And then it was you and I who, like, we didn't know each other, but we were both shit disturbers. Like, you, me, and like two of our other friends were the biggest shit disturbers ever.
And yeah, it was just all I remember was that one. Armin was definitely the ugliest kid in the camp.
Oh, 100%.
And
100%.
secondly,
I was the cutest, but the ugliest. People felt bad for me.
I
That's
also
basically it.
remember there was like a dance or some shit like that at the end.
No way. Oh,
Yeah,
well, there's always a dance at the
at
end.
the end of the camp, and literally no one danced with us.
Oh,
At all.
no, not a chance. Not a chance.
It was a pretty tragic
Yeah,
situation.
but we were also like 8 years old. That was so sad.
Yeah, we had no idea what was going
No,
on.
I remember when we were at that camp, I was showering one day, and because it's when you're older, you kind of like go into the dorms, or sorry, when you go into the cabins, but when you're younger, you're in the dorms.
Yeah.
So we were in the dorms, and the dorms have showers, and I was showering, and I forgot my underwear, and so after I'm done showering, I have my towel around my bottom, and I like peek my head out of the door, and I'm like, Derek, can you please grab my underwear? And Derek grabbed my underwear and then held it just far enough so I couldn't reach it. And then he started laughing in my face and ran away with my underwear with my other friends as well. Yeah, I was just making fun of me.
So yeah, things.
Do you remember that?
I remember it very like vividly.
Yeah, no, that scarred me for life. I still remember it to this day. That was so sad.
But throughout these 11 years, things haven't changed that much. That type of shit still happens.
Yeah, you're still the biggest
Armin
asshole
still
I've ever
gets
met.
bullied.
No, you're still the biggest asshole I've ever met in my life. I don't get bullied anymore.
Okay. But anyway, yeah, now we've moved on to Armin's mom owning the camp, and basically
She
none
doesn't
of us
own it.
go.
She's like the director now.
She basically owns it.
She doesn't own it. If anyone like
She like runs shit.
she runs shit. Her and her like best friend, they
Yeah.
basically run the entire thing
Yeah.
with the church's oversight though.
And
So what else? So yeah, so we met when we were 8 years old, and we met for that one week that it was like go away camp, and
we
then
didn't see each other at all after. Like,
not
during
really.
that
We
year?
didn't see. I don't think we saw each other afterwards. I don't remember.
Yeah, I
But
don't
we
think
saw. We met at like we met again, I guess, at Saturday school because we both did Saturday school while we were growing
But
up.
we were friends before we met there.
Well, we were
Because
acquainted, I guess.
we saw each other at camp again.
Did we?
Yeah, because I came back to camp and like when we were 10.
Yeah, but I swear we saw each other at Saturday school before we went to camp.
No, I stopped going to camp when we were like 11. Remember?
When did you start going to Saturday school?
When I was in grade 7. So I was like
Are you sure?
13. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, so basically what happened was we were like friends after we met at camp, but obviously not close friends. And then when I started going to the Saturday school that Armin was at, we became like really close. And then
Derek used to be the smallest kid ever, like tiny, probably like a good 4 foot.
yeah.
And then he was also really skinny at the time. Now he's just tall and fat. Derek's gained a
Exactly.
lot of weight. It's gone to the point where when he bends over, you can see the rolls just piling onto
So
each other.
what I don't understand is why Armin's talking like he's a fucking fitness model because he's also fat and is a disgusting human being.
That's because I ate pizza for an entire year.
Speaking of disgusting human being, today he ordered some Thai food to
It
my
was
house,
actually excellent.
and I think it was the single most disgusting piece of food I've ever put in my mouth.
No, it was actually really good, and I've ordered it before.
And Anyway, we're gonna talk about that later because that was not okay. What happened there? But yeah. Anyway, so we decided that we wanted to start a podcast, mainly because we were bored and we don't have much to do.
Well, we're not that bored. Well, yeah, we're pretty bored.
Because
No, this is fun. This is fun to like talk about the shit that's gone on in our lives.
So every Monday I have to be enclosed in a room with Armen for 45 minutes.
This
which
is you volunteered for. You asked me. You're like you.
No.
So Derek called me one night. It was like 1 or 2 a.m. Mind you, I'm away in like at campus, like in school, and Derek calls me and he's like, Armen, do you want to do a podcast?
Was it? Was it my
yeah,
idea?
it was your. Well, I thought about it on my own, but I never really pursued the idea because I was like, oh, like this is.
I thought you came up with it.
No, you came up with it. You came up to me and you're like, let's do a podcast. And so, yeah, I kind of agreed. And then within like an hour, we kind of just discussed all the details, which was insane because we basically figured out exactly what we're going to do within that hour.
Yeah.
And then
it took us like 3 months to actually execute the plan.
No, it was like, that was like 2.5. No, it was like 3 weeks. Maybe a month ago.
No, it was like 2 months ago at
No,
least.
it was not 2 months ago. Not a chance.
Anyway, so yeah, basically I fucked myself over with my idea.
Yeah, that's your fault.
Um,
You fucking got yourself into this. We've been friends for 11 years. Did you fucking know that you're going to end up like this?
yeah, I thought that camp meeting was just a one-time thing and then I was free of you. But no.
Derek,
that's not how
actually,
it
that
panned
reminds
out.
me. When Derek was really young, he used to be a chess god. You want to talk about that?
I still am a chess
Well,
god.
he's still really good at chess, but at the time he was what you were like. Yeah, I remember one time you told me that you were like top something in Ontario for your age group.
Yeah, so I used to do like chess very seriously.
Yeah, like you used to win money for it at
yeah,
such
yeah.
a young age too, which
Like,
is kind of fucked.
It was like competitive, like really competitive, like chess tournaments and stuff like that. And
Yeah, you're such a fucking loser.
yeah, at one point I was top 3 in Ontario.
That's fucked though.
That was my prime.
That's kind of insane if you think about it. This is the most populated province in Canada.
And actually, I was top 5 in Canada. At
Are you serious?
Yeah, I got top 5 for my
That's
age group.
insane.
Yeah.
What age group?
That was like under 14, I think, or something like that.
Was
I
it
don't
hard,
remember.
or do you think people are just stupid?
No, it was hard. People take chess like very
Yeah,
seriously.
I don't like. I mean, I get it because chess is like a really intellectual, like I guess, game or sport. Or
yeah,
whatever you
but
wanna
like
call it.
it's surprising to me that people take it so seriously here. Like I would expect more of that in like maybe Europe or something like that.
In
But,
Armenia.
honestly. So me and Armen are both Armenians, obviously, and like in our country, it's like the most popular
they
sport.
teach it in schools. I think.
Yeah,
Right? Yeah.
Nowadays they teach it in schools.
It's like instead of phys ed here, they teach like chess.
yeah, it's literally a course like for itself.
That's
That's how
insane.
seriously they take it, and
I kind of
yeah.
wish they did stuff like that here. Like maybe
No.
not chess, but like.
I feel like North America is too stupid for that.
Oh my god. Yeah, realistically though.
But
everywhere in like Europe and like the Middle East, they take school way more seriously.
especially Middle East,
Yeah,
like really serious.
I have a lot of Persian friends, and they always talk about how insane like the high schooling system is in Iran.
Yeah, same.
Like cutthroat. Like if you make it through and you're successful, like you're gonna get through life no problem. At least there you will.
Like our North America's like grade 10 level is like, for example, Iran's like grade 4 level. Like
Yeah.
it's
No,
to
there,
that
there
point.
was this kid in my high school, and so in my calculus class, super smart. Like he had just immigrated over.
Yeah.
I remember this one time I was in the library and I was studying for like one of the calc tests, and I look over to this guy and I'm like, yo, like, can you help me out with this question? Because he was a super nice guy. And I see in his hand, he has a fucking physics textbook. Like, I'm not talking about like one of those stupid, like colorful physics textbooks that you get in high school. I'm talking about like an old style. Like the spine of the book was like peeling off because it was probably from like a century ago. And I'm like, what the fuck are you reading? And he's like, oh, it's a third-year physics textbook. I'm like, you're fucked, man. Like, can you imagine in high school this kid's reading a third-year physics textbook for fun? That's how smart he was. He was so smart.
So this story that
Wow, we got off topic.
this story that Armen just told is a prime example of why this podcast is called Talk a Lot Podcast. Even though I've told him literally like 10,000 times.
Let's get this straight.
Yeah.
I have ADHD. and I
Yeah.
almost never take my medication for it.
Yeah. Do you think that's the reason
Probably.
you talk so much?
Because I get distracted way too easily.
So can you start taking the fucking medication?
No, well, yeah, but I mean,
Anyway, so
there's nothing fun about it. It just makes me normal.
are, excuse me, normal?
What do you? Okay, would you rather me be like monotone and normal when I'm on here?
That sounds great. It
Wow,
really
you're
does.
actually so selfish.
Like Armen has these moments, not even moments. It's like a permanent thing. Like that's always happening. Is he starts a story and
oh, I can't tell stories for my life.
and he doesn't know how to like summarize
No.
stories. Like when the saying like long story short, like that's not in Armen's dictionary. Like he doesn't know what that means.
Okay, every single person that has ever heard a story from me can back that up and say that I suck at telling stories.
Yeah.
I've had memes sent to me about how bad I am about telling stories.
Yeah, like he can literally take the smallest thing and make like a 45-minute
And not
monologue
even that,
out of it.
I don't know how to make things interesting.
Yeah.
I can't. I like if something's interesting in my head, like I'll be so hyped about it. I'll be like, yeah, like oh my god, this thing happened, blah blah
Yeah.
blah. But then when I'm explaining it to you, it sounds like dog shit. Like it's
Yeah.
so bad.
No, it's not even that it sounds like dog shit, but you talk about it for so long
Yeah, it gets boring.
that I literally stopped listening. And then that's why you always ask me, did you hear what I said? And then I always say no.
Yeah, so when I asked Derek, I was like, what do you want to call the podcast? As a joke, he's like, talk a lot because you fucking talk so much. And I was like, that's a great idea. So yeah, that's what it is now.
Yeah, so that's basically why we chose that name. And just to tell you guys a little bit more about us personally, right now, we're both about to turn 19 in the summer.
Which is actually so exciting.
Which I find it strange, like the fact that we live in Canada, so the fact that we're gonna be able to like purchase alcohol this year is so strange to
Well,
me.
no, in Quebec, we could have done it at 18.
Okay, but who the fuck is going to Quebec?
No one goes. Well, no, a lot. I know a lot of people that go to Quebec when they turn 18.
But like,
But we're both pretty. We're kind of prude in the way where we don't do the type of thing that normal teenagers do, where they get like fake IDs or whatever.
yeah, like I personally haven't drank in like a year. I haven't drank since last summer, so
No, I'm not a big drinker anymore.
yeah. So but just the fact that we now have like the ability to go.
You know what
and
I'm
just buy
really
a
excited
drink.
about?
What?
Going to like movie theaters that are 18 plus and getting a beer. I love
There are theaters
beer.
that are 18 plus.
Yeah, there's like VIP theaters, and you can only go in if you're 18
I didn't know
plus.
that.
Yeah, it's so you don't get noisy kids and stuff like that.
That's sick.
Which is so sick, and you can like order alcohol, and you get. I think there's like special seats. Like I wouldn't know. I
Yeah.
haven't fucking. Is it 18 or maybe 19 plus?
Probably 18 plus because drinking age is 19.
I don't know. Anyways, I'm excited. No, I'm mostly excited to order beer at like, at things at events, because I love beer. I'm not a big hard alcohol.
What event
person.
do you go to?
None, but if I go to like a Raptors game or something like that,
True, that's
gonna
true.
be so nice to just order a beer.
That's very true. But yeah, I just to me it's so strange for some reason. Just the fact that we can say that we can now just walk into an alcohol store and just buy
Yeah.
something. It's fucked.
No, it's so exciting. I have so many friends that have turned 20, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? People
Yeah.
are getting so old now.
Yeah, I don't know.
So old. we're still so young though.
Should I tell the stories about like the Cuba times? Did I tell you about the Cuba stories?
What Cuba? No. When you went to Cuba?
Yeah.
When?
So-
Last year?
So last summer, which was the last time like I drank, was when I went to Cuba with two of my other friends.
Wasn't that the first time you drank? Oh, no. That's definitely not the
No,
first.
no,
I
no.
remember you were at a party at my house. I still have a photo of it.
Yeah,
and you're
that's
like
right.
fucking waving. I think my sister took the photo.
Yeah.
You're like stupid drunk and you're like waving.
Yeah, I remember.
When you get drunk, you go into like a fucking like cleaning lady mode.
Yeah, when I don't know if that was a one-time thing or if that I think I'm just naturally like that, but like one time Armen had a house party. What was it for your birthday? Or was it just like a random party?
I don't know.
Anyway, so a bunch of our friends were invited and we went and like we all started drinking and then I just went into like this crazy like cleaning mode. And
yeah, because was it me or someone spilled something?
someone spilled something, and then I think that just like triggered my cleaning
Yeah.
mode, and then I just went off.
And
like,
he's like, where's the paper towel? Or like you grab
Yeah,
paper towel out of fucking
yeah.
nowhere. I don't know.
And
Yeah,
then-
I remember. I was also pretty sauced, so I don't remember it much.
yeah, and then and then
That was so funny
and then
though.
everybody kept making a mess, and I kept cleaning it up, and it was just like
But you were fucking happy doing it. Like you
oh,
were
I
getting
loved
off on
it.
it.
I
I
loved
don't know
it.
what that was weird. I mean, I appreciate it because I didn't have to fucking deal with it.
Yeah, and then your sister came down, and she was dying.
Yeah, she was dying because you were. Fuck, that
Yeah,
was so
that was,
funny.
I think your sister helped me clean too, but I don't
Probably.
remember.
I wouldn't know. I was
My
pretty
memory is
drunk.
like very hazy from that night.
Yeah, no, that was a pretty fun. Anyways, tell the Cuba story. Sorry, I got
Oh
off.
yeah, so we went to Cuba, me and two of my friends, and this was last summer. We went for a week, and the first day we got there at like 2 a.m. and we wanted to go to the cigar bar, but it was too late. Like it
Like
was
cigar
closed.
bar, or like snack bar.
No, like cigar, because Cuba has like cigar bars in their hotel.
I
So
didn't
it's
know
like
that.
Cuban cigars and stuff like that.
Is it like a bar? Like
It's
you
like
can
I think you can
order
get like
alcohol,
drinks too, like whiskey and like.
but most people
stuff like
just
that.
sit there and smoke.
Yeah, like it's a strange concept, but
Okay, true.
yeah.
It's
Anyway,
actually kind of cool. If you
yeah,
think about it.
but it's like obviously very overpriced. Like it's like $12 for
Is
one
it not?
cigar.
Did you not have like all included?
No, not for stuff like that.
Oh.
Like for food was included, but like stuff like that wasn't.
True, okay.
So anyway, it was too late for that, so we just decided like fuck it, we'll just do it the next day. And then the next day we woke up and we went to the pool, and obviously like most pools in Cuba have like an in-pool bar.
Yeah.
So then me and my friends
Like a waterfall bar, or like it's
no,
just
like in the
kinda-
middle of the
yeah,
pool.
yeah, okay,
Yeah. So and then it was like the first time me and my friends had access to like just free alcohol
Yeah.
whenever we want, whatever we want. Anyway, so we started drinking, and then on day one we got like the perfect amount of drunk. Like there was no like queasiness or anything like that. It was just super fun. So the second day we wanted to do the exact same thing. So we decided to do the exact same formula, but for some reason it didn't fucking work. So then we decided that, and then we moved from the pool to the beach. So now we're swimming in the fucking ocean, drunk out of our minds. And then
Do you guys have ropes?
no,
Like those ropes that tell you like how far you should go before you get like sucked into the ocean.
no, I don't think there was ropes.
That's.
Yeah, I don't think there was.
I would
ropes.
not do that drunk.
Yeah, and then one of my friends, his name is Parth. He's he's an Indian guy, and me and my other friend were like the most drunk. He was fine. So we told our Indian friend to go get us the hardest drink they have at the bar, and they brought us like this like Pepto Bismol looking drink. It was like pink,
What
and
the fuck?
like it was like a very little amount. But me and my friend both took it in one sip, and we literally knocked out like 3 minutes later. Like it was horrible.
What the fuck?
And then we woke up and we felt like
Why have I
shit.
never heard this story before?
Yeah, and then the reason I'm saying this is because after that story, I mean after that drink, I literally haven't drank since. I can't.
Oh yeah, no, I've had those times where I've gone so plastered that like I just want to stay away from alcohol.
It
for a
wasn't
little bit.
even like getting like that a certain level of drunk. It was mostly like the smell and the taste of that drink just made me never want to drink again.
Yeah, no, I get what.
Which
When
was
I was
really bad.
when I was I no, I was in Dominican, and when I was how old was I? I was definitely underage, but I don't remember how old I was. But I had an adult bracelet, so
Yeah.
I could get whatever alcohol I wanted. And I remember one night, I was there with my sister and my sister's best friend,
Yeah.
and we met these two guys there. So, we chill with them during the day, and then one day they're like, "Hey, like, why don't you come to the club with us?" And we're like, "Oh, like, we didn't even know there's a club." So at night we go to the club, and it's like fine. Like, I mean, it's not like we ate so much during the day, but we're drinking. At least for me, like I was like taking shot after shot,
Yeah.
and like I wasn't feeling anything like ridiculous.
Yeah.
So whatever. I just kept drinking, and then at one point I was like, you know what? Like I'm getting full. Like I don't want to like consume any more. Okay, but I still at this point maybe I was getting tipsy, but I was nowhere near drunk. So I just remember at one point we're like, okay, let's leave the club, let's go eat or something like that.
Yeah.
So at that point, I don't fucking like we were walking out of the club, and there's like a blank spot in my memory. I just don't fucking remember anything from that point to the next point. That next point, I'm walking and I look behind me. And as soon as I fucking turn back, I see a crowd of maybe like 50 to 100 like teenagers, like late teens, early 20s, like people partying behind us. Like they're like walking with us and partying. Everyone's like completely plastered. Like everyone's drunk as shit.
Jesus.
And I'm like, holy shit, like this is sick. I mean, mind you, I was young. I was probably the youngest one there, so I thought like all of this was like insane. We go to a snack bar, and I'm like, oh my god, guys, like I'm gonna go get us some beers. I thought I was big or something, and so like I walk up to the guy at the snack bar, and for some fucking reason, I start speaking to him in French. Like, I don't know fucking French, okay? I took, like, French, like, the required amount of French I was supposed to take in school. I don't fucking know French. I know how to say, est-ce que je peux aller aux toilettes? Which, if you don't know what that means, like, it means, can I go to the fucking bathroom? Okay, that's all I know how to say. And yeah, so I basically start fucking talking to him in French. I don't know what the fuck I was saying, okay? And I'm basically, like, I'm trying to communicate to this guy, hey, give me a few beers. And this guy blatantly turns to me and he's like, in his like, I don't know what accent, I guess like Dominican accent. He's like, I don't know French. And I was like, okay, sick. Like what? Whatever. So he pours me these beers. So I take it to the table that the five of us are sitting at. Mind you, the entire snack bar is full of like these teenagers and shit like that. And I'm like, okay, guys, like who wants a beer? Everyone's like, no, like I don't want a beer. I don't want a beer. So I'm like, okay, fuck it. I'll take the beer. And beer is carbonated as shit, right? So I start downing these beers. Jesus. Okay, mind you, it's not a lot of volume, but it's a lot of it's a lot of like carbonation. Like I started getting really fucking gassy.
How old were you on this trip?
I think it was before I went into grade 11. So I was I don't know, how old does that make me? Like 16? No, I think I was at least 16.
Yeah, 16.
So but I was like definitely young. Okay.
Okay. Continuing.
So I'm really, really like gassy, and I need to burp. So here's a side story. I have insanely loud burps, and Derek can attest to this. I haven't done it in a long time.
It literally sounds like a dragon is trying to blow fire, but they're failing. Like,
yeah, it's also massive considering how small, how relatively small I am.
Yeah,
the burps are grossly loud.
It's monstrous. Yeah.
Anyway, so I start releasing these putrid, massive, like loud burps. Jesus. And everyone at the snack bar is looking at me. Everyone's like, mind you, everyone's drunk as shit, so they're like cheering and they're happy and shit. Like they're like, yeah, like go. And like you can tell I'm younger too, so everyone's like cheering the fact that I'm such a young kid getting completely like pissed drunk.
Yeah.
Anyways, at one point I like feel like I need to throw up. And so from this point on I don't remember, but I'm just retelling accounts from like other people. Apparently I got up and I was like, I need to go to the bathroom or some shit like that. And I ran and I booked it to the nearest bathroom. Don't know how I knew where the bathroom was, to be honest. But apparently I didn't go into the guys' washroom. I went to the girls' washroom.
Oh my God.
Okay. And not only that, apparently there was a poor young girl that was in the washroom or like was leaving the washroom or some shit like that. I don't know, like old elementary school, early middle school or some shit like that.
Jesus
and I
Christ.
Apparently I fucking shoved her out of my way.
Holy shit.
Okay, yeah, like I shoved her out of the way and ran and like dived into the fucking stall to start throwing up, like all over the floor and shit like that.
Oh my God.
And like my sister and her best friend like ran after me and they're like, I guess like helping me throw up and shit like that. Anyways, I cleaned myself up. I don't know how. And I start walking back and man start fucking cheering for me. Okay, everyone in the snack bar is cheering for me. They're like, yeah, like go, yeah, like. And I don't fucking know how this happened. And then I did this one more time. This time I think I actually made it into the boys' washroom. Jesus. Can't tell you for sure. And then, so I guess I was so drunk that the people at the snack bar called. When you go to a resort, they usually have these people that drive these like small cars like / trains that like take you from one point in the resort to the other, right? So someone at the snack bar, I guess, called one of these guys, and so they came to pick me up, but I couldn't fucking move. And they picked me up like a fucking king in the chair and walked me over to the car. I'm not shitting you. This is a real fucking account. Like, yeah, so they take me to the car and they sit me down in the car, but I'm like freaking out because I'm drunk as shit.
Yeah.
So what they started doing is they took ice water and started pouring it on my head to like wake me up or like to
Fuck is this wild
get
shit?
me. I'm not joking. This is like some like
It's like
fucking
straight out of a movie.
This is like hangover shit, you know?
Yeah.
Like this is next. So they started pouring ice water on my head, and this is when I did snap out of it, but I snapped out of it into thinking I was fucking drowning. So I started screaming and crying. Okay, I'm not
Such
joking.
a pussy.
So then we started driving, and I shit you not, I fell out of the fucking car. Okay?
Oh my
I can't
God.
I can't make this shit up. This is real. I fell out of the fucking car.
Jesus Christ, that's probably like the peak of your life.
That was
that's-
definitely the peak of my life.
That's like the highest it's ever gonna
But
get
I've
for
also
you.
like cut down a lot since then. Like that was like
Yeah.
the next day I had the worst hangover of my life.
Yeah, I've never had a hangover before.
Oh, you're so lucky.
Even though I've drank a lot, like
It's
I want to experience one.
I've heard that it's from like sweet drinks. I don't know like how true
What do you
that
mean
is.
sweet drinks?
Like if you have like strawberry vodka or some shit like that,
Oh.
like it's from that, or like a Cosmo or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know what it's from.
But yeah, if you guys got bored of my story, that's basically the premise of this podcast.
And that's basically the story of my life.
Yeah.
I took a little like 10-minute power nap, which was good for me.
while I was saying the
While
story.
you were telling the
Yeah,
story.
yeah, I know.
So yeah, now I'm a bit more energetic about this episode. And,
You're such an asshole.
Actually, when you were talking about throwing up, so me and Armen, up to until like a year ago, we used to work at the same restaurant.
Oh my god, no.
It was this horrible restaurant.
Don't say its name. Don't say its name.
Yeah, it was this horrible restaurant. And
Well, okay, it wasn't
the people
horrible.
there were excellent. Like
No,
they were
the workers there.
the workers
Like
there.
our
yeah.
coworkers were fucking
Our
excellent.
coworkers, the managers were good, but
Were
they were
okay.
also assholes sometimes.
They were assholes to me. They were nice to you, but they were fucking assholes.
Yeah,
to me.
they were
Well,
because
two of them. were.
yeah.
Well,
Anyway, so one night, so me and Armen were both busboys at the restaurant,
Yeah.
which means we were basically like the slaves for the waiters. We basically did all the fucking dirty work, and I'm pretty
Basically.
sure it's like it's the hardest job besides dishwashers. What we did.
At that restaurant,
Yeah,
probably.
yeah.
If you like, I've worked at some other restaurants as well, and so I wouldn't say that it's always the same. But at this, it was a buffet.
It was like definitely a hierarchy in this restaurant.
It was definitely a
So-
hierarchy, and we were at the fucking
Bottom,
Well,
yeah.
not yeah, dishwashers definitely at the very very bottom.
Yeah.
But we were next up.
Anyway, so one night me and Armen were working together, and these like I think it was two or three gentlemen, like they came in and they were sitting at a table, and one of them had like way too much to drink. Like,
But he came in kind of soft.
yeah, he came in like a little like we knew it was a little off, like his behavior, but like we weren't expecting like for what happened to happen. So
Well,
basically,
but okay, so the thing is that in a restaurant, at least like in Ontario, if you suspect someone is already drunk, you don't need to serve them more alcohol,
Yeah,
even if
yeah.
they come in drunk. I don't know if you can like reject service if they come in drunk or not, but you don't have to continue serving them.
yeah.
So I'm pretty sure we only served them, or like the server only gave them like one other drink, like when they came in.
Yeah,
We didn't give them a lot of alcohol.
Yeah, I don't know what his deal was, but like, it reached a point where he literally just threw up all over the table.
All over.
And
like,
he was
all over.
and his table was like near the middle of the restaurant, so there
No,
were
it wasn't.
yeah, it was. It was
It
near
was-
the middle.
No, it was in the corner. It wasn't
Kind
like
of.
it wasn't in a booth. It was like
But it was in a place where like a lot of people could see what happened.
yeah,
so-
that's for sure.
So when that happened, the manager saw it, and of course, guess who had to fucking clean it up?
Us too.
Me and Armen went over there mad as fuck. So we had to take all the dishes off the table, or all the plates off the table. We had to wrap up the cloth, throw it out, set it up again, and then put new plates and all of that. And then about 5 minutes later, we just continued doing our job and
And
shit.
mind you, like while we're cleaning this shit up, these guys haven't moved. Like
Oh,
we're
yeah,
we're
no.
working around them. They
And
they
there
didn't
was
apologize or anything.
No apology, no thank you for
like
cleaning
nothing.
it up. Nothing.
Like complete disrespect.
So at this point, we were like pretty annoyed over what happened, but we're just like, fuck it. At least it's over now. We're
Yeah.
done. It's fine. So we go back to doing our jobs, and about like 5 to 10 minutes later, our manager comes up to us again, and he says the exact same
Yeah,
sentence,
I fucking.
and we
Oh my.
fucking lost it.
Yeah.
So we go
But
back
this is the
there.
second time it's happened.
This is the second time. The same guy threw up the second time, and then we go back there. We do the whole process all over again, and it fucking happened again.
Yeah, he did. So this is the
3
worst part.
times.
After he did it the second time, I got him like a paper bag, and I put in
that's right.
like a plastic bag inside, so it's kind of like this, like a throw up bag, like something you'd get off an airplane.
Yeah, yeah.
And I fucking handed it to him. Mind you, he was like pretty drunk, and his like head was down and whatever.
Yeah.
I gave it to him, and I turned to like his friend or whatever, and I was like, "Give this to him." And this fucking guy threw up everywhere again, like
On the floor, on the table, everywhere except the fucking bag.
It was so bad. It was so bad. I think, did we end up kicking them out, or did they leave?
I think we kicked them out. I think
so
it reached
too.
a point where, because our manager is the type of, at that time, was the type of guy who like he only takes a certain amount of shit before he fucking loses
he was
it.
like, one nice thing about him was, yeah, he was like, he yelled at everyone, like including us, but when it was time to like confront a customer, like he was there. He had your back.
Yeah,
like,
he supported you for sure.
He definitely put you, like the restaurant before the customers
100%.
in those situations.
Yeah.
Because at least the customer base that we had there, like a lot of them were nice, but there was some that were like, that took it way too far, like more than you ever need to take it in a public place.
There are always gonna be those people that like they're just assholes about everything.
Yeah, exactly.
But I don't know if it was that night or if it was a different night, and I don't know if you were working or not. But the same thing happened, except in the washroom, and then I had to clean that shit up. It was fucking gross.
I've cleaned up the puke in that restaurant. So
Yeah,
many times.
it's. I hope people aren't eating when listening to this podcast.
Oh yeah, so if you're eating, we should have probably given you a warning.
Yeah, but yeah. Speaking of like people getting drunk, I remember about like a month and a half ago, me and one of my friends, his name is Araz, we went to like a wing place, and it was like me and him usually go on like little food runs at like late at night at like 12 or like 1 a.m. And then this one day we decided, I think it was like 12:30 a.m. We decided to go to this wing place, and we went there, and as soon as we walked in, there was a guy who just looked like he looked like he was on drugs. Like he looked like he was on another planet.
Where was this? Which wing, please?
Wild Wing.
Okay.
Yeah. So we went to Wild Wing, and we saw this guy, and he had like this, I think it was a CD player, like a 1980s like CD player or some shit like that.
Like a Walkman?
I don't know what the fuck it was.
Okay.
And he had like headphones in, and he was like in a circulating motion with his head. Like it was so strange. His eyes were closed. He had nothing in front of him on the table. It was literally...
He was just sitting at Wild
Yeah,
Wing.
there was no plate. Or there was one empty plate, and there was no like cutlery, anything. Just an empty plate.
Okay.
Yeah, and then so me and the waitress made me and my friend sit right, like very near him, like almost in front of him.
That's so depressing.
Yeah, and then so it's about like 15 minutes into like our meal. We're still waiting for the food. And this guy just starts yelling at the top of his lungs.
No way.
Like,
in the middle of the restaurant.
Yeah, in the middle of the
insane.
restaurant. And it's like, it's 12:30 a.m. So there are not that many people in the restaurant.
And the only people that are there are like...
But it's like, it's quiet. So it's like...
oh my God.
There was like 20 people in the restaurant, but it was like, no one was like yelling or anything like that, talking loud. So he starts yelling. He's like, fuck everybody in this restaurant.
No way.
God, please let me kill everyone in this restaurant.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it was fucked. And then... So my friend was facing me, and I was facing that crazy guy. So my friend couldn't see what was going on.
No, oh my God, that's fucking terrifying.
So every time this guy yelled, my friend shat bricks, and it was,
Holy
and
shit.
I shat bricks too, because like it was.
You're looking at him too.
It was so scary. I was trying my hardest to not make any eye contact.
Yeah, obviously, he'll fucking kill you.
Because I was convinced, if I made eye contact with this man, the end of my life was there. Like I was gonna die.
That's the funniest thing.
So, and he kept going, and like. He started talking about like my blood is Japanese and Philippines.
What the fuck?
I'll kill everyone in this restaurant. Please God, let me kill them. I'm worthy. Like it seemed like he was trying to enter a cult or some shit.
What the fuck?
It was terrifying.
Did they call the police?
Yeah, and then the waitress walks up to us and she's just like, "Don't worry, we've called the police." And then me and my friend got a bit relieved because we're like, "Okay, maybe we won't die tonight."
Maybe.
And yeah, and then the police came 25 minutes after
What
the
the
waitress told us that. So for those 25 minutes, it was literally like torture out of fear. Like we were so
I would have just
scared.
left. Why don't you guys just leave?
We were convinced like if we got up,
Oh,
either
he might like.
left or if we went to a table further away, he would like book it, he would see it, and he would come
Oh,
kill us.
true.
So that's what we were scared of. And everybody was in the same position that we were in. So we were like glancing at the guy, like we were scared. And then
Was anyone laughing? I feel like I would have
No.
been like laughing my ass off.
no, if people were like smiling, but they weren't like laughing because God forbid, like fucking, he heard the
But
laugh.
see, that's my problem. In those types of situations, I can't hold myself like that.
Yeah, you're just,
I
you're,
fucking laugh my ass off.
yeah, no, I took it very seriously. It was like, I was seriously convinced that guy was gonna kill us.
That's terrifying.
Because basically he said it like 25 times, and then eventually the cops came, they kicked him out, whatever. And then me and my friend got out of the restaurant. We were walking back towards my car, and while we were walking, there was just this guy. He had like, he literally, for those of you who know, he literally looked like the Slender Man, like
Oh my
with
God.
a white mask.
Wait, the same guy or another
No,
guy?
it's another guy. So it's like a white mask. At this point, it's like 2 a.m. probably. There's like a white mask. His hood is on. We can't see his fucking face. And there's like heavy metal playing on his phone, like blasting. And he was like pacing, like back and forth. And he was like muttering shit.
So you're never going to this Buffalo Wild Wing?
So I'm never going
Buffalo
on.
Wild Wing?
It was Wild Wing.
Oh, Wild Wing.
So I'm never going on that fucking street ever again in my life.
Where was it?
It was Young Street.
Young
yeah.
Street. Don't tell me it's like Young Street near like.
I think it was near Finch.
I know what Wild Wing that is. Oh well, okay, that's like.
Yeah, anyway, it doesn't matter. But like, yeah, so this guy was pacing back and forth, and all of a sudden my friend fucking bolted. Like he started running away.
That's so funny.
Yeah, and then I'm just like, holy fuck, this guy's gonna see that. He's gonna fucking kill me, and it's over. And then, but yeah, like
You're kind of a pussy, Derek.
I am definitely a pussy in those situations because you never know like what
Yeah,
people are
honestly,
capable of.
I know.
Like the amount of shit that happens on the fucking planet, you never know.
Speaking of Young Street, it's been a year. We were just talking about this. It's been a year since there was an attack on Young Street.
Yeah, a year on this
Yeah.
day, I think.
Was it on this day?
I think it was on this
Holy
day.
shit.
Exactly a
Yeah, rest
year.
in peace.
Horrible.
That was a horrible, horrible incident.
Probably, definitely one of the most like tragic things that have happened in Toronto.
Probably.
I
At
think
least
so.
in the past decade, 100%.
Yeah, it
No,
was.
it was-
It was horrible.
Yeah, no, yeah, so
The guy's in jail now, right?
I don't know what happened.
I don't know what happened to the guy either.
He was actually Armenian,
Yeah, he was
which
Armenian.
was one of like, it's kind of it was weird because last year at this time there was something going on with the Armenian government.
Yeah,
I don't remember if it was like a revolution or
It
like,
was a revolution.
yeah. So there was a lot of shit going on there. So when we first
It was
found
in
out
a really bad
that he was
state.
Armenian, we thought that it had something to do with that.
Yeah,
Because it's also
Yeah.
on the 24th of April is like Armenian
Genocide.
Well, not day, but it's like Armenians usually around the world.
like pay
kind of-
homage.
Sorry.
Like they pay homage to the.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
To the genocide that happened like
Yeah.
over 100 years ago. So we thought that maybe it had something to do with that, and I mean the story ended up coming out that he was, he was pretty. He seemed kind of not.
Like he
like,
was not
stable.
straight. Yeah, he was not. Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, horrible incident that happened in Toronto. That happened. It was really, really tragic and like.
Yeah, it
was
literally
a
took
bad,
like all of Toronto, if not all of Canada, like by storm.
Yeah, yeah.
Just in general, like global news, like it was a terrorist
It was
attack.
a horrible. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a horrible terrorist attack. There's nothing
Yeah.
less than a terrorist attack.
How many people died? Do you know? Or how
I
many?
don't know.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
don't
know.
remember either.
I don't remember. I really did like after that first day I didn't want to look at articles anymore. Like it was
Yeah.
because it's something else when you read something on the news about something that's happened somewhere
In
else.
another
Like,
country, yeah.
just recently there was a horrible, like horrendous attack in Sri Lanka. It's a different emotion when it's so close to home.
Yeah, 100%.
Anyways, that was a dark turn, but that's pretty much it for today, guys.
We left it off on a very
Yeah,
like
so we
dark note. That
I
won't happen.
promise that this won't happen again.
Yeah, but in the future, we probably will be discussing like current events
Yeah.
that are ongoing and stuff like that. And yeah, this is the end of our first episode. My name's Derek,
My name is Armen.
and we'll see you next Monday.